It is Wednesday, July 10th, 2024, and I'm. So, this is it. Uh, it's been a year since I moved here. Uh, I've done a lot of things. I've left a lot of things undone, but yeah, we're back to where it all started, and we're gonna keep on going. But yeah. Well, before I get to that, let's talk about what happened today. So today we got to demonstrate some of the equipment that I've been working on over the past year, and it went really well. I was able to watch it and see everything, and man, it was so exciting. Everybody left there all smiles and happy, and yeah, no, it was pretty amazing. Um, and to think that I didn't even know anything about any of this stuff uh, 1 year ago. It's pretty amazing. And then we're all gonna go out to celebrate uh, in about 40 minutes or so. So yeah, no, it was incredible. And with that being said, uh, I have to say that uh, year two of this channel is gonna look nothing like what year one did. I've had a lot of fun recording these and everything, but um, there are some things that I haven't gotten around to yet that I need some extra time to work on. So, and what you guys have to remember is that due to the nature of how this channel is set up and how I operate it, um, when I when I stop making videos on this, I'm still signing myself up for an entire extra year of work, or not necessarily work, but an extra year of responsibility, making sure that everything happens correctly. So that's not to say that the videos on this channel are gonna end. Uh, it's just that they're not going to be daily anymore. I will still make updates when I have something to say, uh, but when I don't have something to say, I'm not going to make a video about it. There were definitely points throughout this year where I definitely needed this channel or this recording or this just time to think and talk about things. But I think I'm in a better place than what I was a year ago. It might not come through, but for the first videos that I made, I just remember being, you know, I just remember being so sad and feeling like alone and stuff. And, I still get that occasionally, but it's not like what it was. So I don't know what I'm trying to say. But I'll still be here. In fact, what I want to do is I remember back at New Year's, um, when I said that my New Year's resolutions or goals for the new year were that I was going to start making videos on my educational channel again, and that I was going to start my music channel. And I haven't, I've been thinking about those. I've been planning stuff, but I haven't had time to do things. And it's hard to spend time doing that when I'm thinking about how this is going to work and all that. And that being said, I still have, I'm going to have so much work to do editing these and getting them up. So, yeah, it's it's not a sustainable thing to do a video a day for forever. But I am really glad that I did it for a year. Minus those two days around Christmas. I think those were the only 2 days I missed this entire year. Um, if you remember, I even did Leap Day, and that's when I made the channel and made the channel trailer. My nose is itchy. But yeah, so if you told me at the beginning of this that I made one video a day for an entire year, I don't know that I necessarily would have believed you, but I I'm so glad that I did. I definitely needed it at some point in my life. And I'm trying to go for authenticity and stuff. I will say the one thing that is slightly inauthentic, uh, first of all, like on the second video, I think the second video I made or whatever was the only one where I ever did a second take. And that's because uh, I forgot what the format was for the intro, which is perfectly understandable because I only ever said it once before. So uh, that's the only time that I ever restarted one of these, at least to my knowledge. Maybe I'm wrong. But and then the other thing that is inauthentic is that this has caused me to uh, normally on Saturdays, if I don't go anywhere, I, might not, put on like real clothes for the vast majority of the day or, the entire day or whatever. If all I'm going to be doing is sitting around. But this did convince me to put on some real clothes on some Saturdays when I might not have. So that's it. That's the only thing, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that is this channel has been a good influence in my life, if just for that. But that being said, I don't think I'm gonna stop reflecting on my day and seeing how things went, evaluating and seeing if there's things I can do better. That's just how you grow as a person. Um, Thinking back on the decisions that you made and seeing if that really lines up with your identity or what you think about yourself is really important. And I'm glad that I can show that process to you guys. Uh, because that's what this really is about. It's about trying to be a better person than you were, or trying to understand yourself better so that you can realize how you're making decisions. And maybe sometimes that process needs to change so that you can make the decisions that you actually want to. And that's kind of an interesting thing, right? Sometimes the decisions you make are not the decisions that you want to make. You know, you should you should always want to be a better person than you are. That's how you might actually achieve that. That being said, you can go too far with that in some situations and think that you're worthless because you didn't do everything perfect. But that's not the thing. It's not that you have to be perfect. And I hope that I don't come off as someone who always thinks that he's perfect. I hope that I've talked about enough of my problems. Uh, but yeah, you don't have to be perfect. But if you try to be a better person than you were yesterday, then that's an admirable goal. And have I achieved that over this year? Maybe. In some ways, definitely. I'm a lot more productive at work than I was. Um, but you know, part of that is just learning more about the process and how things work. And yeah, I mean, that's one way that I've tried to be better than yesterday, and I think I've achieved that so far. I mean, but that's the thing. Today is the day, today, yesterday for tomorrow, or whatever that quote is. And if you know where that quote is from that I just butchered, then you are cool. But uh, yeah, it's a never ending process, and that's okay. Um, but once again, with that being said, this video making process is not a never ending process. Uh, so, and I'm, starting to, well, yeah, I'm gonna be doing uh, some classes and stuff here soon, so I'm gonna need more time for that too. But like I said, I will definitely be back when I have important things to show. I'll be back for it. But uh, and that's the weird thing about this channel, right? This is the day that I'm launching it, but this is also the day that I'm killing it. And man, that's the weirdest thing in the world. So, but you guys won't even know. So I've been thinking about this for a while, by the way. Um, I knew that this channel was going to end after a year, even before I stopped uploading videos on my gaming YouTube channel. Um, and like I said, that's so that I can start making higher quality videos for both my music and my educational YouTube channels. Um, so yeah, this is not a snap decision that it's like, oh well, today's been a year, so that's it. But no, this is something I've been thinking about at least since I since I did the channel trailer back in at the end of February. So, but I wanted to save that information for today. So, this is not the end. This is just the first day of the second year. But this is the this is the first day of the second year uh, of me and my job. So thank you everybody uh, so much for being with me throughout this whole year. I really appreciate it. And now I'm gonna be now I'm gonna show you guys me launching the channel. I think the microphone will still be working, but we'll see. Yep. Okay. This is it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. And I'll see you when I see you.